yeah, I have a bunch of random pull books for y'all, and they all have a $3 start, and they are a mix of softcover and hardcover. So I am gonna pin the first random pull item. So I'm going to pull its soft cover. It is a Harry Potter book. It is called This is the Prisoner of Azkaban book. And yeah, so I am going to um, start running this book. Let's see here. Start auction. Boom. Okay. And so this show has a 921 max um, shipping. So if you find a bunch of books that you like, just know that, you know, you're only going to pay up to 921, which is fantastic, right? Because books are heavy. So this one is for you. So yeah, if you're into Prisoner of Azkaban, give that a try. Okay, that's all right. Thanks for looking. Next one up. Also, if you, I do have a few other Harry Potter books. So if you are looking for a certain number in the series, just let me know. Anyway, next up, we'll do random poll number 2. Start auction. Boom. So this one is called Girls of Storm and Shadow. And it's about some twin girls with magical powers. Hey, folks, popping in. So it says, we escaped in the dark of the night, believing we would now lead our lives in the light of the sun. But we discovered that we could not truly be free, not until those who imprisoned us were stopped. We may not be paper girls anymore, but we can still spark fire, and now we have the whole world to set ablaze. Okay. Oh, geez. Thanks for looking at that. Okay. All right. Next up in my random pull is Inkspell. So Inkspell is a really interesting book. It's again, these are all for young adults and sort of like older, like maybe tweens. This would be a good tween book too. Um, anyway, it's about these kids who read a story and then become part of the story. So like, yeah, they become characters on the journey as well as, so you get a little bit of their life outside of the story, a bit of their life inside the story. And so yeah, it's a cool like fantasy adventure book called Inkspell, and it's hardcover. And yeah, it's in great condition. All of these books are secondhand, so yeah, you're getting a really good deal. Okay, well, thanks for looking at that. Okay, next up. Next up is, ooh, it's another hardcover, and this is actually a very sweet little book. Um, so it's called Big Panda and Tiny Dragon, and it's this cute little animated book. So on the surface, it looks like a children's story, right? Because it has some beautiful character drawings, but it actually has some pretty heady concepts. So the story is about these two characters, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon, and they are sharing like a bunch of wisdom with y'all. So it's, for example, this says, which is more important? Asked Big Panda, the journey or the destination? The company, said Tiny Dragon. So yeah, and so it doesn't, and then it's broken up into the season. So there's like spring, summer, fall, and some of them are like colored. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna start the auction on that. Cool. So again, it's called Big Panda and Tiny Dragon. And it follows the season. So there's spring, summer, winter, fall. It says, time doing nothing is never wasted. Right? And who doesn't think that? So, yeah. What is my purpose? Asked Tiny Dragon. Big Panda paused, then said, to sit on that stone and be with your friend. That's so cute. I wish I had met you earlier, said Tiny Dragon, so we could have gone on even more adventures together. Aw, look at that. So sweet. So, yeah. Hey, folks popping in. If you're interested in Big Panda Tiny Dragon, let me know and I could run the auction for that. Just drop some dragons in the comments. Oh, geez. Morning coffee, right? Oh, my goodness. I rolled out of bed and I was like, you know what? I want to do a little YA sale this morning. So, yeah, everything's a $3 start. And this could be for an adult. This could be for, a kid. It's really universal. It's this cool, like, lessons sort of book. My head feels like this storm sometimes, said Tiny Dragon. If you really listen, said Big Panda, you can hear the raindrops splashing on the stone. It's possible to find a little peace even in a storm. Oh, I love these little inspiration books. So, yeah, if you'd like me to run this, just drop some dragons in the comments. All right, next up, I have a paperback of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I think this is probably the first printing back in the 90s. I want to see here. Yeah. The published date looks like 1998. This looks like it's from 98. So, for being like, yeah, over 20 years old, right? Well, yeah, over 20 years old. It's in pretty fantastic condition. So, this is actually from my personal collection from when I was a kid. So, only one owner, and it was me. So, if you are looking for a Harry Potter paperback, I have Sorcerer's Stone. So, yeah. How are y'all doing today? I also have Half-Blood Prince paperback. It's in excellent condition. Again, this was mine, so one owner. And yeah, I believe this is from the original printing. Let me see. Yeah, July 2005, this was printed. So, which makes sense for when the movie came out. So, Half-Blood Prince. And yeah. So, do I have some Harry Potter fans in the chat? Are you the book or the movie fan? I know it's controversial, but I kind of like the movies better. Isn't that terrible? Partly because J.K. Rowling's writing is not my vibe, not my style. But yeah, which is why I'm okay parting with the books. And yeah, so this one is Chamber of Secrets. And I also have Goblet of Fire. So, if you are interested in some Harry Potter, just drop some hearts in the comments. And otherwise, I'm going to move on to some hardcovers. Next up is called The Iron Trial. So it is by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and it is the first book in the Magisterium series. Look at that cover. So cool. On the back it says, fire wants to burn, water wants to flow, air wants to rise, earth wants to bind, chaos wants to devour. Dun dun dun. Friends and foes, danger and magic, death and life. Most kids would do anything to pass the iron trial. Not Callum Hunt. He wants to fail. All his life, Cal has been warned by his father to stay away from magic. If he succeeds at the Iron Trial and is admitted into the Magisterium, he is sure it can only mean bad things for him. So he tries his best to do his worst and fails at failing. Now the Magisterium awaits him. It's a place that's both sensational and sinister, with dark ties to his past and a twisty path to his future. The Iron Trial is just the beginning, for the biggest test is yet to come. From the remarkable imaginations of best-selling authors Holly Black and Cassandra Clare comes a heart-stopping, mind-blowing, pulse-pounding plunge into the magical unknown. So yeah, I'm going to run this and see if y'all are interested. Boop. And it's a $3 start. It is a hardcover. This book was printed in 2014. It's a first edition. So if you are interested in the Iron Trial, it is up and running for you right now. So yes, but a kiddo not wanting to go to magic school, which is totally opposite of Harry Potter. Okay. Well, let's move on to another one. So I have, oh goodness, I need more coffee for this morning coffee show. Oy vey. I just rolled out of bed at like 6. And I was like, hey, how about I have a show at 6:30 in the morning? Because I've noticed that a lot of folks are on during that time. Maybe because y'all are also having your morning coffee and going, what's on whatnot? What's going on with the world? Yeah. But anyway. So this one I'm going to run for $1. It's called The Porcupine of Truth. And so this was previously at a public library, and I got it from one of those like Friends of the Library sale. And so it has, it has like the, whatchamacallit, their organization system stickers on it. That's what I'm trying to say. So, again, it's called The Porcupine of Truth. And on the back, it has their old scan code. But otherwise, this is, it's a great hardcover book. I don't know why I'm knocking on it, because why not? Anyway, it's by Bill Koenigsberg. And it says, start at the hot girl. Carson Smith isn't thrilled to be up spending the summer with his estranged dad in Billings, Montana. But then he meets Aisha Stinson, the most beautiful girl he's ever seen, and the smartest, and the funniest. They connect like he never has with anyone. Also, she's a lesbian, so there's that. Turn left at the missing grandpa. Carson's dad is still bitter about the disappearance of his dad more than 30 years earlier. When Carson and Aisha discover a box full of cards from his grandfather, some of them recent, they realize the old man is still out there somewhere. What are two bored teenagers in the middle of nowhere to do? Proceed for 1,293 miles. So Carson and Aisha begin a journey with no destination to find a man who wanted to be lost in an unreliable Dodge Neon with one very prickly mascot. And what comes next is an extraordinary, enlightening, hilarious, inspiring, complete, and utter mind blower of a road trip that will transform both their lives. You have arrived at the Porcupine of Truth. So, Porcupine of Truth. I will run this for $1, like I said. So, let me get this updated. There we go. Confirm. So yeah, let's start that auction. Hello, folks popping in. If you're interested in a YA road trip story, Porcupine of Truth is up and running for $1. And like I said, I got this from a Friends of the Library sale. So it has the stickers from the library still on it from where they had it on the shelves. But otherwise, it is a solid book and a delightful little story. So, yeah. if you are wanting to add this to your collection, um, give it a look. So yeah. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Next up is a really cute book called Warriors, Fire and Ice. And all the characters in the story are cats. And they are like the Thunder Clan, the River Clan, the Wind Clan, the Fireheart. So yeah, it says Fireheart is now a Thunder Clan warrior, but danger still lurks in the forest. The cats of River Clan are growing restless, while Wind Clan is weak and facing threats from all sides. As tensions build to an explosive climax, Fireheart faces not only imminent battle, but betrayal from within his own clan. So if you are a cat story person, well, so like I'm a cat person, right? So I have 2 cats. And if you look in my bin, you'll see I have a couple Road to 1K items that are buy treats for my cats. One of them is for my one-eyed pirate boy Phoenix, and the other one is for Lavender, my old lady. And so they are both rescues that I've had for a long time, and they are my family. And yeah, I'm just trying to gain some traction on this platform. And I thought, well, you know, why don't I try that? Try, and then I could buy them treats, which they love because they are fat, lazy house cats, which I am partly to blame for. Anyways, I'm going to run the auction for Warriors, Fire and Ice. So if you would like to read a story about some warrior cats, also if you are a Skyrim fan, this is like a story of all the Khajiit. I'm a big, my nerdiness knows no bounds. So I play video games and I read books and I do magic and yeah. So I actually, little background about me is I have had I had a store for about 7 years, and it was a witchy bookshop, but I've always been a big book nerd. And so when a friend of mine told me about Whatnot, I thought, hey, this could be a way for me to reach folks and share my nerdiness with them and, share things that I'm passionate about. And yeah, so I enjoy going out and curating books for my shows. And I have such a variety of shows. So I have book shows and I have antique shows and I have, smutty romance book shows and witchcraft shows. So things of witchy nature. I actually have a show coming up later this week, which I might run earlier. We'll see. I have it planned for Thursday night. If it makes you happy and smile, that's the life, right? Right? Um, Yeah, I'm just out here trying to like find little hits of dopamine and connect with folks that like the things that I like, right? So, yeah. And that's really all I want in life is to be happy, right? Everyone says that, right? Everyone says I want to be happy, but what are you going to do to get there, right? If happiness is a destination, what journey are you going to take to get there? And so my journey includes curating cool things to sell to folks online because why the hell not? And I also craft. I craft a lot, a lot, a lot. Just to give you a little sneak peek for my show coming up, I made these cool little keychains. And this one says, like, it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to start over and stuff like that. And I also made one that says, I have a crystal for that. And you better believe. So these big old beads here, these big silicone colorful beads, I bought on Whatnot from a bead seller because I I enjoy crafting with beads. And I popped into a show and before I knew it, I had like $25 worth of beads in my cart. And I was like, what the hell happened? But here I am. and no regrets because finding a cool silicone charm that says I have a crystal for that. Yeah, didn't expect that. And it's fun because now I made these cool little keychains so people can like, and I made this to actually be like a well-being charm. So even though it's practical already, it's a keychain. I also made it to be like a drawing happiness, prosperity, and well-being. As so, it's a little spell charm that looks like a keychain because that's what it is. So it's practical and it's magical. So, anyways, so as you can tell, I do lots of things, and this is a protection charm keychain, which looks cool, but is also super practical. Thank you. I love what I do. I love to create, and my brain it make my brain is happy. So, like I said, this one here is a protection charm. I guess if you wanted, even though it wasn't part of the plan, if you want me to run these, I have these as a $5 start because I spent a lot of time putting them together. So yeah, if you're interested in my little keychain charms, spell charms, I'd run those for you. You know, FYI. But otherwise, I would love to share more books with you. So maybe not necessarily YA, but certainly a fun read is Haunted America. So, Haunted America are a bunch of ghost stories and things that have been collected from different regions of the US. And so, if you like to hear about cryptids, if you like to hear about people getting possessed by ghosts, if you like to read about hauntings, Haunted America is certainly a creepy read. And I guess teens would be able to read it. It's not necessarily like it doesn't come with a like for mature audiences warning. So if you have a spooky teen, this could be for them. Otherwise, it's just a fun read. Uh Full disclosure, um I love YA novels because they are just such an easy read. And sometimes in a really complicated adult world, like I've been doing this adulting thing for a while. Um, there we go. I'm just going to run it and see if y'all would like it. Haunted America. Anyways, the thing I love about YA novels is that, while they talk about like complicated teen things, it feels like a break from being an adult. So I'm like, oh, worried about if so and so, the guy I crush on, the girl I crush on likes me, you know, um, really cute, but also like a super big break from like figuring out how I'm going to pay my mortgage, right? So, anyways, Haunted America is available if that is something that you are into. Okay, so next up. Let's talk about. I just have books piled everywhere now because that's how it be. Let's do. Let's do Raisin in the Sun. So this is a dollar start. I have a couple dollar start books, and this is one of them. So this is a collection of poetry. There's a play in here, A Raisin in the Sun, which I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, have heard of. I know they made a movie of it, but otherwise it was originally performed as a play. And this was written by all African American writers. So if you are interested, like I said, it includes poetry, it's short story, there's some prose in there. It is a delightful hardcover and it's running for $1. So, and I believe this is like honestly never been open because got a really stiff binding. So, yeah, this was written by Lorraine Hainsbury. And I think this is probably an original printing. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't have a. It doesn't have a. Oh, yes, it does. I was just. Huh. It doesn't have the page where it's like printed in. Oh, here it is. So this was printed in 1997, but Lorraine Hainsbury Um, it says 1930 to 1965. Oh, so what? She died at 35? Is that what I'm supposed to ascertain from this? Oh, yeah, it says she died of cancer at age 34. Oh, that sucks. Oy vey. But anyways, if you would like to own A Raisin in the Sun, and so it looks like that this belonged to a library because it has that OG um, checkout slip stamp? Question mark? I guess it's a stamp. Oh my god. I remember when I was in elementary school, like this was all over everything. Everything had those little like cards that you had to pull out and get stamped by the librarian when you checked them out. Does anyone else remember that? You know, back in my day, we used card catalogs and had little checkout slips that looked like that. But anyways, hey folks joining. I am just showing this hardcover called A Raisin in the Sun. And yeah, if y'all are interested in, like, maybe you are or are a part of or know someone who's a part of maybe like a children's theater, and maybe they would want to do A Raisin in the Sun. This could also be a good way to procure a copy of that, because I know getting copies of plays to do can be challenging because you have to pay like royalties or playwright fees. And so anyway, if you would like to do A Raisin in the Sun with like a children's theater or even adults theater, this could be a good way to get a copy of that. Yeah. So anyways, next up. Let's, how about we do Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Paperback, $3 start. Boop, boop, doop. Start auction. Boom. There we go. So, yeah. And so this is an original print. I think this is the first edition from 1999. So, and this is actually from my personal collection, but I am letting it go because I'm trying to make room for some new books. So if you would like a Chamber of Secrets, it is available. Okay. Next up. Oh, I put a bunch of stuff on the floor and I have to go retrieve it. Okay. Feel like, hang on 1 sec. Wish someone told me living is like being lonely. Trying to get away from the old me. Okay. I had books piled somewhere else because, of course I did. Okay. So next up is The Library of Light and Shadow. I want to turn this around. I'm realizing now that all the words are backwards to y'all. Okay, let me try this again. Do 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 boop. There you are. Hey, how about that? Now you don't have to read it backwards. Okay, it just looks backwards to me in the camera, but that doesn't matter. All right. So, Library of Light and Shadow. So it says captures the beauty, elegance, tragedy, and enchantment of Paris and explores magic, spiritualism, and the occult from a fascinating and creative angle. I don't know. So it says, in the wake of the Great War, the glamour of 1925 Manhattan shines like a beacon for high society, desperate to keep their gaze firmly fixed to the future. But Delphine Duplessis sees more than most. At a time in her career when she could easily be unknown and penniless, she has gained notoriety for her stunning shadow portraits that frequently expose her subjects' most scandalous secrets. Maybe. Oh, someone bought a book. I totally missed it. $1. Oh. Let's see here. Uh-huh. Where'd it go? It's probably my Raisin in the Sun, because that was my last dollar pull. Cool. Love it, love it. I'm glad that that is going to a good home. So yes, so this one here is, here, this is a $3 start. And maybe this isn't exactly YA, but still a good story. So it's a occult sort of murder mystery kind of vibe. And it takes place in like post World War One Paris, which is also a good story, right? So if you like exotic locations, well, maybe not exotic, romantic locations. Paris is always thought of as being romantic, right? Okay. Well, thank you for looking anyway. Ooh. Next up is this. It is called Shadow Falls. So this is a 2-in-1 book, and it says Born at Midnight and Awake at Dawn. Those are the two books. And this hefty beast is going to start at $3. Start auction. Boom. Yeah, so this is about a gal that goes to summer camp and realizes that it's a different kind of summer camp where it's actually for people with supernatural abilities. And she meets a couple of boys. One is a werewolf and the other one is half fae. And she falls in love with both of them and tries to figure out who she wants to be with, while also discovering her magical abilities. So if you would like a summer camp meets magic meets romance, this would be the book for you. Okay, well, thanks for looking. Next up, we're going to run This Book is Gay. This book is gay. That'll be next. So This Book is Gay says, this book is for everyone, regardless of gender or sexual preference. This book is for anyone who's ever dared to wonder. There's a long-running joke that after coming out, a lesbian, gay guy, bisexual, or trans person should receive a membership card and instructional manual. This is that instruction manual. You're welcome. Inside, you'll find the answers to all the questions you've ever wanted to ask, from sex to politics, hooking up to stereotypes, coming out, and more. This candid, funny, and uncensored exploration of sexuality and what it's like to grow up LGBT also includes real stories from people across the gender and sexual spectrums, not to mention hilarious illustrations. What? There's illustrations? Oh, okay. It has like Shel Silverstein vibes. I kind of find that hilarious. So the hats say like gay, 1D fan, macho, baker, Asian, activist, blind. Oh, I see. So it's like intersectionality, right? So we're talking about intersectionality, which if you're not familiar with that word, oh my God. Can you see that? It's on a page that says genital herpes and gonorrhea. Okay, so they give you a little like, hey, by the way, while you're out there having sex, maybe be concerned about STDs. Here's some more illustrations. Oh my goodness. This is hilarious, and I wish I would have cracked this open earlier because, oh my goodness. And it's hilarious in the best way. Hilarious in the way, like, I appreciate their humor, and not hilarious as in like, haha, you're gay, because honey, I be gay too. Anyways, so this book is gay. We're going to run it for $3. Start auction. So if you know someone who could use this, who's, you know, coming out or thinking about coming out, This Book is Gay is certainly a helpful guide for all things exploring your sexuality and navigating politics and sort of navigating your own life and figuring out who you are and what things are meant for you. So, all right. Again, this is a paperback. Okay. Well, thank you for looking anyways. And I'm kind of in love with this book and want to read it. That is the problem with being someone who loves curating books, is that you kind of want to keep them all. If I was a dragon, my dragon hoard would be books and probably shiny beads because I also like beads. So books and beads slash crafting stuff. Yeah. It would be like old women in the shoe. You know the story, there's an old woman that lives in a shoe, had so many children, didn't know what to do. But mine would be had so much, like so many books, she didn't know what to do. Had so many bins of unused crafting materials, didn't know what to do. Dot dot dot. Which I guess in that case it would make me a hoarder. But if you're a dragon, I mean you're known for hoarding anyways. Anyways, I digress. Um, for folks still sticking around, thank you for being random with me. And I'm gonna have some coffee because I need to caffeinate this ADHD brain. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, my dears. Okay, how about we do Big Panda Tiny Dragon? This is an inspirational book, meaning that it's not necessarily a story in the way we think of stories, like this is a story, right? This actually has more like inspirational things. So each page is its own beastie, and it's split into the 4 seasons. And yeah, so if you would like to check out Big Panda Tiny Dragon, it's a $3 start. And so some of the things in here are, oh geez, I drank my coffee too fast now with hiccups. Some people are like candles. They burn themselves out to create light for others. Ooh. Ooh, that hits hard. And look at the beautiful art. Like, they did not skimp on this. And I love that it has this red ribbon bookmark that is built into the binding. Books like that just makes my book brain go, yum. Does anyone know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. So, yeah. Boop. Boop. All right. I clicked on the wrong thing. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Oh yeah, that looks like must have been raising themselves. Let's just see who's that. Oy vey. So, I'll be back in just a second. Oi, okay. Hello, hello. Where to go next? Where to go next? Gotta get away from the old me. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay. Okay, that one sold. I figured who that sold to. Okay. Can I lean back like this? I can do whatever I want. Okay. So, oh, this is so cute. My flower, said Tiny Dragon. All things must come to pass, little one. That's what makes them so precious. Oh, oh, this is in the autumn section. It's hard being kind to everyone, said Tiny Dragon. True, said Big Panda, and hardest of all to be kind to ourselves. But we must try. Aw, that's so cute. Let go or be dragged. Oh my god, I love this book. I'm too busy to see the flowers right now, said Tiny Dragon. All the more reason to look at them, said Big Panda, and they might not be here tomorrow. Oh. So stop and smell the flowers, y'all. Isn't nature incredible, said Tiny Dragon. It is, agreed Big Panda. But we are just as much a part of nature as the tree or the spider, and just as amazing. Oh. Which is more important, asked Big Panda, the journey or the destination? The company, said Tiny Dragon. I mean, he's not wrong. A new day and a new beginning, said Tiny Dragon. What shall we do with it? Everything. We shall do everything. Be brave. You never know what a first meeting might lead to. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I can't find the right place for this last branch, huffed Tiny Dragon. Big Panda chewed his bamboo thoughtfully. It's the imperfections that make it perfect. Aw. The best thing to have with tea, said Big Panda, is a good friend. Aw. Aw. I just can't. Just can't, my dears. And someone told me. Hurry up, Big Panda. We're going to be late. Big Panda sat down. I like to think I'm creating anticipation. Hello, folks joining. I am just sharing some Big Panda Tiny Dragon aphorisms. An aphorism is just like a, you know, a quote with a positive intention. So yeah, the Big Panda Tiny Dragon book is up for auction. It is a $3 start, and it is a hardcover with a cute little ribbon bookmark built in. I love, love, love it. And the thing that I am really enjoying about this book is that while it is like, it does have pictures, right? It does have pictures. And they are gorgeous pictures, by the way. The things that they talk about is super relatable as an adult, but also would be great for a teen, right? And so some of the things they say in here are like, hurry up, Big Panda, we're going to be late. Big Panda sat down. I like to think I'm creating anticipation. And so it's not like a story beginning to end. Each page is its own thing, but it is split up into 4 seasons. So you have spring, summer, winter, fall. And each season covers a different kind of mood in like giving advice. Kind of, it kind of feels like Buddhism for children a little bit, but also super relatable. So if you'd like me to run Big Panda Tiny Dragon, drop me some dragons in the chat, because it's all of my books are $3 start, and I have a mix of hardcover, softcover. So this babe certainly deserves a home, and it is in fantastic condition. All of my books are secondhand. On the front, this sticker says it's an international bestseller. And so, yeah, like I said, the inside is just gorgeous. The art here is just so perfect. So, yeah. Yeah. Indy, hey girl. My goodness. So good to see you. Love that you popped in. I'm just I'm kicking back in my jammies, having some coffee, and sharing some of the books that I have collected to share with y'all. Mm. Oh my goodness. Nice. See, morning coffee with me, you know. Well, and it's a bit earlier there in Las Vegas, right? I mean, goodness, it's like, well, yeah, I guess it'd be 6:23 there. No, 6:05, right? I think you guys are. Oh, gross. Ugh, 4:30. You know, well, does he commute? Is that his like? Does he have a long way to go? I can't. I can't even imagine what it's like to commute over there with like all the. I just assume it's like I live in the Midwest, right? Oh, that's not too bad. I used to when I had my shop in La Crosse, which is it was about a 45-minute drive every day. So like I've made that drive and like we have bluffs here. So while it's not like mountainous in the way the West Coast is, um, it's very hilly, lots of hills and valleys. And it can be a little challenging because like at the top of the bluff, it's clear. You get in the valley and it is just like thick fog, can't see more than 2 inches in front of your face. So that makes the drive a little, and then you get like ice on the road because it's colder down there. Oh, yeah. The fog be thick, 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 thick. My goodness. Thick thighs save lives. Thick fog makes accidents. Just saying. Oh my God. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. But girl, you know what I'm saying. Just saying. Um, if you would you want to see some books? Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm just passing out corny, just, corny bullshit. Mm. Okay. So this is a 2-in-1 book, and it is the get some people to pop in that way. You're not talking to yourself. Thank you. Thank you. I did have a bunch of people pop in like right away. I probably had like 7, 8 people in. But I don't know. No, they didn't stick around. And that's all right. I am here for whomever shows up, right? I didn't plan this show. I literally woke up at 6 a.m. and was like, I'm going to have a young adult book sale with my coffee in my jammies because why the hell not? So planned it at 6, started at 6:35. Okay. So this one, it's called Shadow Falls. And like I said, it is a 2-book set. So it's Born at Midnight and Awake at Dawn. And so it's the whole series in one chonky book. And so it's about this girl that goes to summer camp because it's her parents, I guess, sent her there as like I don't know, reform almost. And she ends up finding out that it's a camp full of supernatural people who have like magical abilities. And she's like, I don't understand why I'm here. I'm not like you freaks. And then she finds out that she has magical powers because, of course, and she falls in love with a guy who's a werewolf and another guy who's half fae. And, you know, uh, teenage angst plus, sexuality plus magic. So if you are interested in this, I can start the auction. Boom. There you are. Yeah. So it says Shadow Falls. They're supernatural, learning to harness their powers, control their magic, and live in the normal world. Kylie's never felt normal, but surely she doesn't belong here with a bunch of paranormal freaks either. Or does she? They insist Kylie is one of them and that she was brought here for a reason. If she can only figure out what it was. Okay. Well, I do have some do have some other books that are more adulty, but also witchy. I was saying earlier that I actually appreciate young adult books um, because they're kind of like easy reads in a way, because it helps distract me from like real adult problems. So it's like, oh no, who do I love more, the werewolf or the half fae guy? And then instead of like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? And, can I get that day off from work? Because that is like so mundane adult bullshit. But like, okay, let's step into the teenage angstiness because it's a nice break from being an adult, even though it does feel like I get it. I totes get it. Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you just popping in because um yeah, it's cool to see folks that, support me even if you can't shop, because having people in the show helps bring people to the show, which I love. So, you're awesome, Indy, and I heart you so much. So, yes. For folks who are here for some YA books, I also have Girls of Storm and Shadow. Oh, it's okay. Girls of Storm and Shadow. So this is a hardcover, and I'm going to run this for 3. So let's start that random poll. I'm going to run it for 45 seconds. So it says, we escaped in the dark of the night, believing we would now lead our lives in the light of the sun. But we discovered that we could not truly be free, not until those who imprisoned us were stopped. We may not be paper girls anymore, but we can still spark fire. And now we have a whole world to set ablaze. Dun, dun, dun. So beautiful. The dust cover here is still in fantastic condition. And yeah, this is ready for a home. So, and the auction did complete, but if you are interested in this, just drop some lightning bolts in the comments and I will gladly run her again. So, Girls of Storm and Shadow. Sort of related title, but different genre. This is actually more adulty than teen, but this one is The Library of Light and Shadow. And so this is a story that takes place in post-World War I Paris, France. And it is a love story, romancy, but also a murder mystery. So if y'all are interested in that, I'll just run that as a $3 pull too. Boom. Still fantastic condition. It says, captures the beauty, elegance, tragedy, enchantment of Paris and explores magic, spiritualism, and the occult from a fascinating and creative angle. A sensuous, sumptuous, and spellbinding novel. Sophisticated and finely detailed narrative and exquisite storytelling draws readers into an esoteric post-World I Art Deco era. Yet it's the compassionate and articulate narrator who brings this heartbreaking and hopeful story to life. So, well, thanks for looking at it anyway. Next up. This one is called Warriors, Fire and Ice. And I will start this. Here, let's start this at $2. It is a paperback. There we go, confirm. And so this is a story. All the characters are cats. So if you are a cat person or you are buying for a teen who is a cat person, I tell folks I'm a big video game nerd too. My nerdiness knows no bounds. So I play video games, and one of the games I like to play is Skyrim, where they have a species called Khajiit. And so in my brain, it's just like a whole story of Khajiit. And anyways, It says Fireheart is now a Thunder Clan warrior, but danger still lurks in the forest. The cats of River Clan are growing restless, while Wind Clan is weak and facing threats from all sides. As tensions build to an explosive climax, Fireheart faces not only imminent battle, but betrayal from within its own clan. Dun dun dun. All right, I'm going to start the auction on that. All right. Hello, folks joining. I appreciate you popping in here. And I'm running a $2 start on Warriors of Fire and Ice. Again, this is a story where all the characters are catfolk, and they are from 4 different clans: the Thunder Clan, the River Clan, the Wind Clan, and Fire Clan. And yeah, it follows a character named Fireheart. So, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for looking. Hello, folks joining. All right. How about some Harry Potter? So these are original prints from the 90s. They were part of my collection. And I'm going to run these at $3 starts. So I do have a couple of the Harry Potter books. If you are looking to pick them up, I could do a bundle for the first 3 books of the series, because I have 1, 2, and 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3 in the paperback. So if you would like but I can't remember which book she already has. Oh, I get it. Yeah. So I have the first 3, and then I have number 6. I had the full series, but in a previous show, I sold some of the middle books. Well, obviously. I thought I had 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 4? Oh, here it is. So actually, I could do a bundle for 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want the first 4 books. I would normally start these all at $3 a piece. So what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. So I would normally start these, what would be like a $12 start, but I would do 10, right? Maybe even 8. So if you want to do like an $8 start on the first 4 books, that's $2 a piece. Yeah. Folks who are interested in doing the first 4 books of the Harry Potter series as a bundle, let me know. Drop some lightning bolts in the comments, and I will run this with an $8 start for the 4 books, so that instead of a $3 start for each, it'd be a $2 start for each. But again, I would make a special item in the auction tab for an $8 start. So drop them lightning bolts so the first 4 books, in case you aren't aware, are Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Which, honestly, I felt like the series really got good at Goblet of Fire, to be honest. But I also really like Prisoner of Azkaban. That was good. The first book was a little hard to read for me, because I also thought the first movie was a little dull. But, for folks who are Harry Potter fans or would like to start your Harry Potter collection, here are the first 4 books. So again, drop those lightning bolts if you want me to run a special auction for these 4. Again, I would start them at 8 instead of having them $3 a piece. So I will set that aside and let you mull that over. Next up, a hardcover. So this hardcover is called The Iron Trial. And so this is about a kiddo named Cal who, this is the first book in the Magisterium series. And it's about this kid named Cal who is sent to, his parents want him to go to this magic school, right? But he doesn't want to go. So he really tries to fail all of the entrance exams, basically the magical entrance exams, but ends up not failing them at all and going to this magic school, which he fears is just like a place of darkness and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyways, So yeah, it's sort of this kid struggling with trying to please his parents, but also like rebel against his parents while also learning magic, but like trying not to get swept up in dark magic. It's a really neat story. So I'm going to run this at a $3 start. Again, this hardcover book is in excellent condition, and it is a really cool story. I mean, look at the cover. I just, I was really drawn to this, and that whole like, don't judge a book by its cover. And I'm like, yeah, well, if the cover looks boring, I'm not going to pick it up. So, oh, thank you. What does that say? The text is so small and I'm so far away, but thank you for your bid. I appreciate you. I see Marianne. So I'm going to say thank you, Marianne. I appreciate the bid. Oh, fly, Marianne. That's what it says. Well, thank you. Thank you. I will set this aside for you. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hearts, hearts. You guys are the best. So next up, how about we do Haunted America? So Haunted America, awesome, right? I was saying earlier how I love YA books as an adult because they are just such tasty, like easy reads. One of my favorite books that I have read as an adult is called The Gate, and it literally follows like an 11-year-old boy like stumbling through a magical world kind of a thing. And I actually, if you've never read The Gate, it's so good. Highly recommend. Anyways, basically like hell comes to earth and he has to like battle a demon, but the demons are kind of stupid in sort of a corny way. And anyway, I digress. But Haunted America is a collection of stories about like cryptids, people who get possessed, hauntings. And so this would be for maybe like an older teen if you're buying for a teen. Otherwise, it's good for yourself if you're like, I love to hear a good. And these are like actual stories from real people, not fiction. So it'd be nonfiction, I guess, then. So nonfiction, ghost stories. If you are into ghost stories, this would be for you. And it is a $3 pull. Boom, bang, nice. So yes, Haunted America. It says travel to all of the paranormal hotspots across the nation with Haunted America and live to tell the tale. From the Northeast to the West and the Midwest to the South, ghosts and hauntings know no boundaries. Abandoned towns, decommissioned penitentiaries, hollowed out mansions, and working class homes are filled with eerie vibes and wandering wraiths, and your abode might not be an exception. Learn what to look for from these reported cases of unwanted visitors and verify whether or not you're living in the presence of something sinister. Dun dun. Anyways, thanks for looking. I'm into like woo-woo, weird, haunty, ghosty stuff. And I've lived my life as a witch for over 20 years. And so I work a lot with spirits. And so when I curated Haunted America, I was like, yas, queen, yas. So, but if you're interested in my witch year shows, I have some of those planned. This is Harry Potter number 6. I do have 1 through 4 that I'm willing to bundle if y'all are interested. This one is the Half-Blood Prince. And this is like a first edition print because this is from my original collection when I bought it in the like early 2000s. This is from 2005. So if you are interested, I'm going to run that now, start auction. And Half-Blood Prince is an awesome story. I really enjoy it, but I'm also a big Snape fan. I don't know. I kind of go for the broody, dark, sort of pissy dudes, I guess. He's supposed to be a villain, but I'm like, you're kind of hot. Just saying. but what do you do? What do you do? All right. So thanks for looking at that. All right. Next up, let's do Inkspell. So I actually have 2 copies of Inkspell if folks are interested. Both hard cover. My brain kept going, hard copy. It's a hard copy. No, hard cover. In a previous life, I was a copy editor. So I'm just like, can I see the hard copy? Oh my goodness. So, yas, queens. All right, so let's do this at a $3 start. So, Inkspell is a story about kids that get sucked into a story. So, it's like story inception. And so yeah, it kind of reminds me of, I mean, there's a lot of like movies out there that's kind of like a story come to life. And so I don't know, it's kind of a cool premise. I like that. It kind of fits that genre of living in the story. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I have it available. This copy just has one call out. It has a scratch on the back, but the other one does not. So, okay. Well, thank you for looking. I appreciate y'all. Welcome to morning coffee with me. The rum is gone. I will need more coffee. But in the meantime, I am going to do another dollar book. Let me just get this loaded. It is called The Porcupine of Truth, and it is about a teen boy who meets a lesbian, and they become besties and take a road trip to find a long-lost grandpa, and they live in rural Montana with his dad. Well, he lives with his dad. He meets the lesbian while he's living with his dad. Anyways, goes on a trip to find a long-lost grandfather, and along the way, deals with teenagey things. So it's called The Porcupine of Truth. This book was previously, hang on here, where did I stick it? There it is. Was previously part of a library collection. I purchased it from my friends at the library sale. So as you can see, it has like the library stickers on it, but it's still a really cool story. And I think that whomever gets it is going to love it. So yeah. On the back, some of the things say quirky, hilarious, sad, and ultimately tender. The world could use more tenderness and more books like this one. Words like brilliant are so overused when praising novels, so I won't use that word. I'll just think it. So, all right. Well, thanks for looking anyways. How about we go to This Book is Gay. So This Book is Gay would be for maybe an older teen who is, discovering their sexuality. It covers all different kinds of topics in the LGBTQ community. It includes some pretty hilarious drawings. Let me see if I can find the one. Let's see. So there's like coming out as trans. It has some stories about people who've come out. Here's one. It says Church of Madonna. I don't know if y'all here. Let me see if I can get this in the shot. Here we go. And we're zooming in. There we go. Church of Madonna. And it has like a really poorly drawn Madonna photo with wearing her pointy bra. Hilarious. Anyways. The chapter says haters gonna hate. Oh my God. I love this so much. So yeah, it covers, like I said, all different kinds of things about, being gay and just figuring out where you fit on the spectrum, ins and outs of gay sex, in case you needed to know. It also covers things like STDs, which I find really interesting. Dude, there's an actual drawing of a whoopee in here. I love it. Anyways, like I said, older teen or adult book. This Book is Gay. And I'm going to start this now. There you are. $3 start to have this book. And on the back, they are a self-proclaimed manual of gayness. So they're just like, oh, you're part of the community and you're looking for a manual. Here it is. So if you would like to own This Book is Gay, it is available as a $3 book. So boom, boom, boom. This Book is Gay. Okay. Well, thanks for looking anyways. I appreciate y'all. Okay, for folks. Okay. Oh, I would love to share with y'all this book, Big Panda Tiny Dragon. Okay. So first, before we get there, how about we do a givey? Y'all want a givey? I have a bunch of really cool, like nerdy, witchy stickers, and I would love to give them to y'all. So let me get my givey loaded. Quantity. Boom. And this is a follower givey. So if you are not following me, now is your chance to do it. And that way you're also going to be alerted when my shows go live. So I'm going to start the givey now. Make sure you get into that. There you go. Nice. So I'm going to let that run for the next 4-ish minutes and let the computer pick the winner. But in the meantime, I'm going to share with you Big Panda Tiny Dragon. And Big Panda Tiny Dragon is a hardcover book, and it's adorable. It comes with a red ribbon, like built-in bookmark, which I always love books like this. They just feel extra special. And it says that this is an international bestseller. And the thing that makes this special to me, hey folks, I see I have some folks in here and you're not in the giveaway, which is that way. There we go. The giveaway. Make sure you do a follow and then get in that givey. So yeah. So Big Panda Tiny Dragon is it is animated. It has pictures. But they're beautiful. And it's not a story in the way like A, then B, then C. It's not like that. Each page, it's split into the 4 seasons. So you have a summer, spring, winter, fall. And each season they cover sort of like important topics, but in a way that's like, it's cute and approachable. So each page is like an inspirational type thing. Well, anyways, here, let me give you a taste. So it says, "The path ahead looks difficult," said Big Panda. "No matter how hard it gets," said Tiny Dragon, "we'll face it together." So, it's just sort of the power of like having a solid ride or die, right? There's one that says, "Love needs no explanation." And it's this little one here. Next to it, it says, said Tiny Dragon, "these might be good old days that we'll look back on with great longing. In that case," said Big Panda, "let's never stop making memories." Oh, I just heart it. It's just so heartwarming and beautiful. And yeah, and I would love to find a home for this gorgeous book. So start auction and let's give it a run. And who's going to love Big Panda Tiny Dragon? This would be great to share with like a younger kid too, if they're like a picture book kid age, and as a way to like share important information that also has a pretty picture. But also, I love it as an adult. Like I have read through many of the pages already and am like, oh, these things are so heartwarming and adorable. But also, I don't know, a good reminder to just like check in with yourself, lessons of letting go and that sort of thing. Oh, Fly Marianne, thank you so much. So yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, I am so happy this is going with you. Oh, my heart is full of joy. So I'm going to add that to your Magisterium book. And yeah, I'm going to get all the books shipped out today too. So that is the bonus of having an early morning show. We got about a minute and a half left to get into the givey. So if you would like to get in there, make sure you're entering. It is for a followers givey. And yeah, all your prizes are going out today. So don't miss out, folks. Okay. Next up, how about, here we go. Girls of Storm and Shadow. So for folks popping in, so this book, let me just get this pin item. Perfect. Okay, so for Girls of Storm and Shadow, let's see. It says, Lay is the moon chosen and the commoner who managed to do what no one else could. But confronting the cruel demon king wasn't the end of her story. It was just the beginning. Now Lay and her warrior love, Ren, must prepare for a revolution. Their journey is made even more treacherous by the heavy bounty on Lay's head, as well as insidious doubts and trauma that threaten to tear Lay and Ren apart from within. Meanwhile, a vengeful plot to eliminate the rebels is gaining strength, powered by dark magic. Will Lay succeed in her quest to overthrow the Demon King and protect her love for Ren, or will she fall victim to the sinister magic that seeks to destroy her? I don't know. Oh, congratulations, Nopa, on winning the Givey. Wonderful. Love that for you. Okay. So let's run Girls of Storm and Shadow. And it is a $3 start. Boom. And boom. Wonderful. So yeah, it's a bit of a love story, right? But also battling demon kings with magic. What is the Givey? Oh, the Givey is some witchy stickers. So I have some like nerdy witchy book stickers type things. Book stickers is in book theme, not stickers that look like books. And nice. Okay. Absolutely. So yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for looking at this. Okay. Do I have any folks in here that are looking for Harry Potter books? Because I have several Harry Potter paperbacks, and I am willing to deal. I have the first 4, and if you want to purchase them as a bundle, I am willing to bundle. So while I have all of my books listed at $3 a piece as the starting bid, I would run these 4 books for $8, so there'd be a $2 for each. So here is, oh geez, they're so thick with 3 C's. Here is the first 4 books of the series. So anyways, if you are looking for this, just drop some lightning bolts and I will put a special auction item out for these first 4 books of the series. The first 4 books are The Sorcerer's Stone, The Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, and The Goblet of Fire. So is anyone interested in a special $8 bid for the first 4 books, right? This would be the bundle. I'm getting towards the end of my show and I would love to bundle some books and get them out so I can go buy some more books because that is the book lovers thing, right? Okay. Well, I guess that's what I got for y'all. I appreciate everyone who's popped in. I think I'm going to go because I am now officially out of coffee. And it's hard to have morning coffee with me if I am out. So anyways, I love y'all. And thank you for popping into my show. I appreciate you a billion times over. And make sure you bookmark my other shows. And, I might do some other pop-up shows. We'll see. I mean, like today, not in general, because I for sure will do other pop-up shows because ADHD and autism makes you do things last minute when you think it's a good idea. Just saying. So, ta-ta. I love you. Have a gorgeous day. And I'll catch you at the next show.